Hey guys, what's up? Haven't made a video in a while, but I've done a lot to my Civic, so I'm going to show you guys what I've done so far. There's my Type R right there. She's looking good. So I'll open up my garage. Alright, let's see if that's enough light. Looks to be enough light. Alright, so I'm going to go over the hybrid racing parts and the Ktuned parts that I have in here. So I have my big old light because I work nights, and so right now by the time I wake up, you know, even on my days off, it's already dark. So there's never really a good time to get a good video in here when there's light, because I'm in my little tiny single car garage now. I'm not in my mom's garage anymore. So I'll go over the hybrid racing stuff, and then I'll go over the Ktuned stuff, or I'll just kind of do whatever is easier. So right now, I'll go over the power steering stuff. So I actually had to get Ktuned stuff and hybrid racing stuff for the power steering. So the only Ktuned stuff I have for the power steering, I don't know if you can see it very well because I might be washing it out with that light, is right here, this piece. There's kind of a neck coming off the power steering. That's kind of like the low pressure side, if you want to call that. So that you have to order from Ktuned. The rest is all, I got all hybrid racing. So here's the high pressure side, and then here's the hose, and it goes down, goes kind of on top of the valve cover, wrapped it around that way. And then you can see it's connected into there, into that Integra rack. Okay, so the high pressure is on the bottom, and that low pressure or return, or whatever you want to call it, is on the top. I'm not a mechanic, so all my terms are probably off, but oh well, I'm getting it done, right? So from that low pressure, it goes to this cooler that I have mounted on the back of my hybrid racing radiator. And so it goes into the cooler, and then it also comes out of the cooler into this reservoir. And in the reservoir, there's a hose that goes all the way, and that's where that neck, that Ktuned neck goes. Okay, so that's my power steering stuff. Other hybrid racing stuff I have is the radiator. So I got the full size radiator, and then also got two electric slim fans. Now you can put them, make them pull fans or push fans. I made them push fans because it's so tight in there with the intake manifold and everything that I just really did not think I was going to have room, especially with the radiator hoses and the slave cylinder and everything. Okay, and to run the, so for the radiator, I got the hybrid racing temperature sensor, which goes into the top of it right there, and then I have the fan switch that goes into the bottom. Now off of the because I'm using the hybrid racing conversion harness, so I'll go over that a little bit more, but just for the radiator stuff, there's a yellow line that connects into the temperature sensor. So I took the old temperature sensor off my D series, and I put that in, right, because there's the male end and the female end. And so then I just soldered that in, or I have my brother, because I don't really like doing wiring, so I had him do that. Then I also got my old fan switch off of my D series, and then that's the green wire on the conversion harness. I really hope this lighting is good. On the GoPro it looks okay, but then it's kind of washing out. So other hybrid racing stuff I have is, like I said, the conversion harness. So with the conversion harness, basically what I did is, see this these wires that goes all the way there and connects into the battery. That kind of on the RSX wraps around and is kind of connected down there by the transmission. So what I did is I unhooked it from all the hooks, and then I wrapped it around coming this way, and then these two, that's what connects into your fuse box. So, you know, once I open that up, connects to right here and right here. But I have to get different connectors, I guess, from Home Depot. This, I need to fix that so I can connect that to my battery. And I'm gonna run that. I have a battery location kit, so I'm gonna run that into the actual, you know, car. I got this block off rubber piece off eBay. I had to kind of trim the back end of it so I could fit that in there. That's where your AC usually goes into. I'm not running AC, I'm just gonna run power steering. So I got that piece to kind of plug that off, and it looks really good. And I like that. So look, it looks so clean without the battery in here. And then, so this is where the RSX engine harness is going into. I trimmed this old piece off the D series, this rubber gasket. And then also these wires are part of the conversion harness coming out of it. So this wire from the conversion harness is the primary O2 sensor. I don't think you guys will be able to read that. There we go. Then this other wires come around that way, and that's what's going to give you the temperature sensor and the fan switch. And then also what comes off that is what connects onto the shock tower right here. Okay. And as far as Ktuned stuff, I'm running the Ktuned. Let's see if I can get some good light. I'm running the Ktuned master cylinder with the Ktuned reservoir on top of it, because then it cleans it up, because the stock D series, the reservoir, you know, sits right here. And I just really did not like that look. So then I'm running the Ktuned clutch line. And I have that ran underneath the fuel gauge and everything. So see, the clutch line is in my hand, kind of runs through, and then goes to the slave cylinder down there. I also have the Ktuned slave cylinder. I really can't see that. I don't know if I'm gonna have a beat, you know, be able to get a beat to see that. But I have the Ktuned slave cylinder. That was really easy to put on there. I probably didn't need it. Honestly, you could probably just run your stock slave cylinder. But I've had bad luck with breaking slave cylinders on the old D series engine, and it just makes me really nervous. I don't want to be at a stoplight and blow a slave cylinder and not be able to move. So I just replaced that and put a brand new slave cylinder on there. So up there, Ktuned master cylinder, Ktuned clutch line, and then the Ktuned slave cylinder. Also, I forgot to mention it, but I have the hybrid racing upper coolant hose, and also the lower coolant hose. And then the upper and the lower coolant hose you have to trim a little bit, and there's actually lines on them. It shows you where you're supposed to trim, because I thought, you know, with those hoses that it was just kind of a plug and play hose where you just, you know, order them and you can just put them on, but you still actually have to trim those. Okay, and then also I forgot, but I have the hybrid racing 3-inch intake. So it comes down like that. This big boy right here comes down, goes down into here. I taped this all up when I was transferring this car from my mom's house to my house, because I didn't want to stuff it in the intake. Now I'm gonna have to take this intake off, because for the hybrid racing, you know, since it's silicone intake, you have to drill into it and put your IAT sensor, and then I'll plug it in right here. You know, I'll probably do the bottom so it kind of hides it, but you're gonna want to take that off before you drill, because you don't want all those shavings going into your intake, because intake goes into the engine, and then obviously, you know, exhaust goes out of your engine, but you don't want your engine sucking up all those shavings. Okay guys, so other Ktuned stuff I have, it's gonna be the Ktuned fuel rail. I have the center feed. So if you can see, the fuel line goes in between the intake manifold and then runs up. It goes to the fuel pressure regulator on the shock tower, the fuel pressure gauge, and then, you know, those lines should obviously run to the fuel lines down here. You can see the 3. So basically, one's a you know, the feed, one's a return, and then one is just supposed to go to the charcoal canister. So I'm not very good with fuel lines and hard lines and flaring those out, so I'm gonna just have somebody come over and, you know, flare those out for me. So that still needs to be done to get it before it gets running. I need a throttle cable, and that's pretty much all that needs to be done to get it running. Now there are other things that I need to do, like, so another Ktuned part I have are these heater hoses. You can see right here where my index finger is, there's the two running in there. I need to splice the heater control valve into one of those hoses, but it's just kind of annoying to do that. I haven't really figured out the best way to do that. That's something that needs to be done, but obviously not something that needs to be done to get it running. So other Ktuned parts, heater hoses, the fuel, all the fuel stuff. I also have the Ktuned upper control arms. Those look really good. You can see all my suspension stuff that I've done. Everything's brand new. The lower control arms, the insane shaft, the axles, the lower the strut brace, everything brand new. So I'm trying to get a good visual on that upper control arm because they are beautiful. Those Ktuned upper control arms. Also have Ktuned compliance bushings, but that's more under the car. You can't really see that. I didn't even know what a compliance bushing was until I was working on this. If you don't know what that is, look that up. And then other thing that I have that's Ktuned is my race spec shifter. So it is beautiful. One thing about the Ktuned shifter, the race spec at least, I used this base plate. Let's see if I can get the lighting good. So here's the base plate right here, and the shifter connects to there. So these four outer bolts, these four outer corners, that's what bolts the shifter to the base plate. These two inners bolts over here, and then on the top too, that's what actually bolts the base plate to the car. So two holes are already drilled. I think it's the two uppers are already drilled, and then you have to drill the bottom two into the actual car to get the base plate into the actual car. I have the stock shifter cables, and they're running from up there where you can see my index finger. I had to basically grind out a hole in the bottom of the car to run those shifter cables up into there. They were too short at first, but it was because there's this rubber gasket that's on the stock shifter cables. I had to cut that off to run the shifter cables up here. And that's about it. I'm running the hybrid racing shift knob onto the, Ktuned shifter, but that's about it for now. I might be missing one or two parts, but I'll get that in my next video. Alright, so thanks for watching, guys. Next video I make, it's going to be going over K-Pro. Since I just got this in the mail yesterday, I sent out my core ECU and then to Honda, and then Honda sent it back. So next video I make will be going over the hybrid racing conversion harness and how to hook that up to everything. I'll go more into the wiring, and I'll go into the K-Pro. I've never used a K-Pro before, so I'll have to kind of figure that out before I make that video. Yeah, and then hopefully the video after that one will be the Civic running. Thanks again for watching, guys. Comment if you have any questions, and I'll be more than happy to answer them. Thanks.